Hi, I'm Jill Biggs with the Jill Biggs Group. Today, I want to save you from some very expensive mistakes. If you own a luxury home in Hoboken, a high-end condo, a townhouse, a single family, and you're thinking about selling, this is for you. We're going to walk you through the 5 biggest mistakes that luxury home sellers make in Hoboken and how to avoid them. These are the things that quietly cost tens of thousands of dollars. They cause more stress than you really ever needed, a lot of unnecessary what-ifs later. So if you would like to be the one seller who does not make these mistakes, stay with me. Overpricing, like based on ego, not data. You see a big sale on your block, you see a headline about a Hoboken home values, you see a flattering online estimate. Suddenly the number in your head is not based on real comparable sales. Your house is nothing like that house. So don't overprice, right? At the luxury level, overpricing can be deadly. Buyers are educated. They're watching listings every day. They know more than I do about the internet, right? They know what things are selling for. And what overpricing leads to, right? Well, in some instances, it scares off some of the buyers. They don't even ever come. Other instances, right? You stack days on market, right? A stale listing, people assume it has problems, right? It lowers the offers that you're going to get later because the buyers sense that you're now chasing the market down, right? Here's the mindset shift. Your asking price is a strategy. It's not a trophy. You want to position your home where the right buyers will see it as compelling, right? Where you'll get the most traffic through the property, right? You're going to create interest and momentum early. And then, right, you have room to negotiate from a position of strength. Ultimately, what we really want is the most traffic through the home, right? With the most traffic through the home, the most offers, right? Not only can you get buyers to overpay or pay up because they really don't want to lose a bidding war, but you also get more cash offers, people waiving their appraisal, waiving their inspection. The market, not flattery, right, is ultimately what writes your check, right? Everybody is most concerned with how much they net in their pocket. I am amazed at a luxury price point. Anybody who doesn't send the stager to come and walk through, right? We've all seen this. And I'm not going to mention any listings in general, but you can have a seller who is the neatest person ever. Everything they have is so clean. It has no personality. There's no pillows. Fur sells property. Art sells property. Blank walls do not, right, sell property. You, HGTV, right? You want to look like a magazine. Somebody needs to go through. You need to have coffee table books. Things need to present and make the buyer feel like the luxury lifestyle that they're intending to live. So if you're not presenting a luxury lifestyle, you're losing money, right? We want to highlight your best features. On camera, remember, anyone who's worth their weight in anything at this particular point, right, is taking professional pictures, they're having color floor plans done, maybe they're doing a lifestyle video. All of those things, that's standard. That is not going over and above. That is what you should expect. So if you have somebody who didn't come in and take a look, like neutralize the bedding. A coat of paint goes a long, long way. And, right, somebody needs to look at your pictures. If they look dark, if the color is yellow, if all of your floors are orange, right, then they needed to get kicked back to the photographer, recolored, Photoshop. You should look like a magazine because you got one shot, right? Pictures sell property, they drive traffic, and All of that stuff really, really makes a huge difference. And the reality is, most buyers can't imagine anything. They're going to judge what it is that they see. And good enough rarely gets you top dollar. You do not necessarily need to fully stage every inch, right? At least you have the staging consultation. At least you get some direction on decluttering. At least, well, we use the things that you have and we just move them around 2 inches this way, 2 inches that way. We neutralize where it's needed. We don't take every single thing out so you look sterile, right? You stage the key spaces, right? The living room, the dining room, right? FYI, number one thing, you might eat every single meal like me at my kitchen island because it's easy. But FYI, if I don't have a dining room table and I sell my house, the feedback's gonna be, there's nowhere to put the dining room, right? So, right, what do? We bring in a dining room. Details matter, right? We don't wanna lose money over not paying attention. So think of staging as an investment, not an expense. If your photos are mediocre, who's coming, right? Your first showings happen online. Remember, 4 months before ever looking at a property, people start looking online. And if you see a unit, this is terrible. If it has no pictures, you know what we say? Oh, it must be a horrible place. They didn't put any pictures, right? That's not a good thing. I see pictures online where they're sideways, somebody left pizza boxes in the kitchen. You got to remember, everybody zooms in. They can see everything. So it's important to pay attention because pictures sell property. A luxury listing deserves the best photos with attention to light, composition, right? You should have professional video. And the reality is, and this is really terrible, you even see vacant units with nothing in them. At this particular time, you can virtually stage. Now, this is not my recommendation. However, if you're a huge house and maybe only want to stage the key important rooms, there is no reason why somebody didn't look at the picture and say, why don't we put some furniture in here, right? Devil is in the details. Buyers are scrolling through the feed full of whatever Hoboken houses are for sale, right? You have seconds to make them stop, make them look at it. You want an agent that's paying attention, right? Like, they should show you examples, right, of high-end listings, what they're supposed to look like, because it does really matter. And, right, and at the luxury price point, your property needs to be treated like a luxury property. Every single thing that you can possibly fix before so that the property looks as close to new construction as possible is the way that you present. Because if a buyer comes through, they're not going to say, oh, no big deal, we'll fix that. Instead, they're in the back of their mind thinking, oh my God, we're going to negotiate this off on the home inspection. So for us, before we list, right, we have our stager who walks through the house. We make a list and we make everything look the way that it should look. That way, we're certain. And then we go over our photos, right? And we make sure that they look the best that they can. And then we watch our video and we make sure that that's the way that it's supposed to be. So you would be amazed at how much better, right? A fresher home, right? A coat of paint, right? They trade for significantly higher, right? Updated, consistent hardware, right? That's like a cheap little easy fix. The small repairs, right? The cosmetic things, they just, people walk through your house when they look in your closet, when they look at the bottom of your laundry room and they see that it was clean, that there's not dust bunnies, that the air conditioner filter is empty, that the fan on the ceiling doesn't have things floating in it, that there's no dead bugs in your lights. It's crazy how amazing it is that people don't notice that. And I'm, myself included. Those are the things that need to happen, right, to put your best foot forward. So pay attention to the tiny things, they affect your end price. When you are choosing, you want to look at a track record. You want to know, right, that you're working with a hyper-local expert that has experience in the luxury market. And where are the buyers coming from? The higher the price point, right, the smaller the buyer pool is. Like, that is the reality, you know, when you're talking about luxury. So traffic gets you the most money, right? So you need to have a way to communicate with that high-end market. You need to have somebody who's getting you out in front of the market, the agents, the buyer pool that, you know, that is coming, and that's where your buyer is. Nothing like looking at somebody who has a private backyard and they don't mention the outdoor space, or who has parking and they don't mention the parking, or who has no parking and the agent didn't put one car parking other and make a notation that says rental parking is available 1 block away, because if somebody's looking online and one of their parameters is parking and nobody did that, you missed the appointment, right? The devil is in the details. It is important, pay attention, as well as being able to answer the phone. Like, we're a team, and some of the reason that we are a team is because it takes a village, right? We don't all have the same skill set. Like, your stager is your stager, and then your marketing director, and your social media person. Who's going to answer the phone if you're a one-man show? How are you answering the phone? Buyers would like immediate gratification. So if they call and nobody picks up, what do you think happens? They call a different agent. Having an agent, right, that represents you, right? They don't just have to have, like, pay attention to the photos and the process and the pictures and the advertising remarks, but their job is to get you to the finish line, right? And so controlling and having a plan and having people throughout the entire process so that you ultimately have the least stress, get the most money possible, and have a deal that closes is why you hire the right agent. Also, right? Nothing like losing a deal over a home inspection, right? It is so hard, right? When you get to the home inspection, now you've done everything the right way. You've made everything the best that you can. And you still, right, depending on who the agent is that's representing the buyer, some of them, they're still getting to have a home inspection, right? And if their agent is not controlling them, or if they have an attorney that just sends over the whole home inspection list, or God forbid, there's some home inspectors that honestly make me quake in my boots and I just want to go home and hide my head in the sand, right? Like, having a way to manage through that so that you don't fall apart over a $15 outlet, you know, like, you need to manage so you get to the closing, because that's the most important part, right? And sometimes the most expensive decision, right, where you're trying to save yourself, is by not hiring the professional who protects your price, right, who gets you the most money, and ultimately who saves your sanity. And if you're hearing this, me, and you're thinking you were about to do 2 of them, like hire your cousin's uncle's brother's best friend's daughter because she's going to list your property for less money, let me tell you, man, you could save 1% and lose 17%, right? So before you list, you have a strategy conversation with a real expert, right? If you're a luxury homeowner and you're considering selling, My team and I will come, we'll walk through your home. We'll help you avoid these mistakes. We'll help you make a plan, right? We'll give you a realistic number of what range you can expect to get for your home. We'll build a strategy and a timeline, right, of how to get you where you want to go. We'll make sure you're not homeless. Use this link, watch this video, reach out to me, reach out to the Jill Biggs group, hit subscribe, like this video. Tell me in the comments which mistakes you see other sellers making the most. I'm Jill Biggs, your real estate agent. Hoboken, Jersey City, Weehawken, Union City, all of Hudson County, and much of Bergen. And if I do not know the area, I promise to give you the local market expert for the place that you want to go so that you end up with the property that you deserve to have. See you in the next video.